Welcome to Griffin's Gaming Guide. Today we're going to review Gran Turismo 7. And if you like the review, maybe subscribe. From the subtle opening cinematic taking you down memory lane of historic events mixed in with the origins of iconic motor vehicles, you know you have something special to be involved in. Gran Turismo 7 is a game 25 years in the making, and this year we celebrate that exact milestone of the series, and Gran Turismo 7 goes back to its roots for a new generation to understand what makes a Gran Turismo title so breathtaking. Starting its life back on the original PlayStation console, Gran Turismo has been at the cutting edge of bringing new innovations into a racing game series. On that note, GT7, we see a plethora of new features, including the new way of playing the career by completing menu books issued by Luca at the GT Cafe. These menu books, as you progress, open up areas of the world map for you to explore and digest in such a way that you don't miss out on anything that has been packaged into the game, whilst learning about the history of the motor industry's iconic car makers or individual models that have survived the test of time. Alongside all of these new features, we see the return of license tests, which were omitted from GT Sport and replaced by a driving school which did not receive much applause from the community. Other returning features include the tuning shop and GT Auto, where you can tune up the internals of your car to beat your opposition or simply pimp out your ride, where your only limitations are your imagination, and then show these rides off at the select meeting places around the world circuits in the game. Sport mode makes a welcome return, and it sees you race off with other human control players, and this mode has made the transition into GT7 perfectly, and with the ability to modify cars we also get a more advanced entry protocols to participate in a sport mode race. Cars and tracks have always played a massive part in the series, as prior to the original Gran Turismo we may have got a handful of cars and tracks to race around, but for the launch of GT7 we have over 400 cars which have been spread into 3 ways of purchasing them, from the return of the user car dealership to the all new legendary car showroom where only the most exclusive cars gain entry. All of these cars can be raced at over 30 locations with over 100 different layouts to contend with, and just like GT Sport, more will be made available via patches in the future. Each location also sees the return of circuit experience, where through sector time trials we learn how to drive around each track at speed in search for those elusive gold medals. There is no need to go into great detail on the graphics of GT7, as they excel like all games have done in the history of the series, and the bottom line is Gran Turismo is the benchmark for racing game graphics, and this has simply not changed in Gran Turismo 7. The same could be said for the sound of the game, as that's another cast iron cornerstone of the series, but for GT7 we get the music rally, which sees you driving around a track in a kind of time trial event, and your time limit is the beat of the music. Yet again, Gran Turismo introduces a feature into the series not seen before, so the innovation is still playing a big part in this series. And as this is a simulation racer, driving physics and handling will always come under additional scrutiny to that of a pick up and play arcade racing style game, and the good news is that we have an evolution of this, so the near perfect handling of GT Sport has returned with only minimal of tweaks. So we'll take a listen just here to how this car sounds going around the track. Gran Turismo 7, for the first time in the series, has released on simultaneous PlayStation consoles, and on the PlayStation 5 we are treated to nearly instantaneous load times, so the near minute of waiting times are definitely a thing of the past. Other additional PS5 features include ray tracing for perfect picture quality replays and stunning haptic feedback that really make you feel like you are one with the car as it jolts around every bump or curb on track. Trophy hunters haven't been forgotten about either, and to obtain that elusive platinum in Gran Turismo 7 you will have to, amongst other things, gold every license test, drive for over 8,000 miles online with everyone in the lobby working as a team to rack up the mileage, take over 100 scape shots, master 15 of the circuits in circuit experience, reach an insane amount of speed only really possible in one car that will set you back 1,000,000 credits, so enough to keep you occupied in every game mode on offer, but in some respects probably a little bit too much in earning those credits. And that leads me on to the negative side of Gran Turismo 7, which is a shame because you can tell so much effort has been put into the title over the last few years, but spreading themselves into doing so much, Polyphony Digital has forgotten about the AI you face in single player races, and it's literally a mirror signal maneuver and you are past them during races. The balance of power performance point first introduced into Gran Turismo Sport returns with a more advanced calculation method in place. You can still come across some races that see your car being way too powerful and you don't really get a challenge. But that said, as a whole, you won't be disappointed by Gran Turismo 7 and it deserves a very solid 9 out of 10. So that's our review of Gran Turismo 7. I do hope that the video has helped you make a more informed decision on whether or not the game's worth your time and money. If you like this sort of content, hit the subscribe button for more, and we look forward to seeing you back here at Griffin's Gaming Guides.